Okay, so my name is Hayley Quinn, and it is my pleasure to introduce the fabulous Martin.
Hi.
Now, Martin has, through sheer courage, agreed to do an amazing new project with me, which I'm going to be bringing videos to you about every single week. And that is about Martin's 2.0 transformation. Now, Martin, I put out an advert a little while ago for people who would consider themselves, in a difficult position, finding it really hard to get into dating. And me plus a wonderful team of people that I'm so grateful have agreed to work with me, are on the path to transforming a candidate who we thought was really, really worthwhile. So after doing a bunch of interviews, we met Martin, and me and the other guys involved absolutely fell in love with Martin. We thought he was awesome. We loved his commitment, his motivation, his energy, and his story. So in this first video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a little bit of background about Martin, and then, as I said, every week to week, what you're going to be seeing is the process of transformation. Now, Martin is not only working with myself, but we've got a really amazing endocrinologist, which is a super doctor for hormones and diet and the body, plus an amazing personal training brand called Salus London, run by a guy called Lawrence, who is also going to be working on the health and fitness front. Later on, we're going to be looking at stuff like something to look forward to, like a clothing transformation, maybe dressing up in a Star Wars outfit. But all that's later to come. First of all, I just wanted you guys to get to know a little bit about Martin, who he is, and see why I fell in love with him. I thought he was awesome and really worthwhile having this experience. So, Martin, do you want to tell them a little bit, the guys, a bit about yourself? Just give you some background in terms of, how old you are, what you're doing, the basic stuff first.
Okay. I'm 37. I work in IT, and I'm a bit of a Trekkie. Okay, by bit I mean huge amounts.
Huge.
Yeah.
We have to say I think I met you, or seen you, including in that picture you initially sent me 3 times, and each time we've had a Trekkie or a superhero related T-shirt theme going on, right? So can you also, when you're telling, what made you decide to sort of begin this process? Because for people out there that we're going to be helping, Martin out to embark on something like deciding to get help with the dating and social skills, deciding to do personal training. That is a big commitment for someone to do. That's a big jump. So what got you there?
Well, I saw Hayley advertising this opportunity as such, and I sat there for a while, thinking about it for a few weeks, and I thought, should I, shouldn't I? And in the end I thought, you know what, I need to change something in my life to make it better, and I thought, to hell with it, let's go for it and see what happens, and here I am.
Right, and he hasn't run away yet, so that's a good sign. So obviously later on we're going to be doing stuff like working on your actual social skills and getting you out there doing some in field, which is my way of saying practice, approaches, so going out meeting more women and also building your social circle. So we have some contacts. Do you want to say could you describe your social and romantic setup right now, today?
My social setup is, I've got a lot of friends that I met through a Star Trek convention a few years ago. It was like the first one in the UK that'd been in the UK for like 15 years, something like that. And out of that, I arranged like lots of meetups for people afterwards, and the same people get going over and over again, and obviously we all became friends from there, and I got to know people that way. Dating wise, I kind of only do online dating at the moment because I'm kind of too shy and too scared to do it any other way, which is partly why I'm here. So. And
I also think with online dating, I don't know if you found this, online dating I think favours a very particular bracket of people, both men and women, and if you're fit within certain criteria, it can work really well. Because people are sort of shopping online for human beings, they set parameters up, and so. But if you are like most people, wonderful in your own way, but are outside of that very kind of small criteria, it can be a bit of an uphill struggle to kind of get traction and get messages and get interest.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your experience with that been, and sort of how's your dating life been?
I've not really had much luck with it. I've had the odd bit of luck here and there. I've met I've gone on a few dates, but it's always kind of been, they're not people I've been really attracted to. But I've just gone on the dates to kind of see how it went and thought, I might change my mind, I might see something different from it.
Your attitude is quite open-minded. I think actually with this you need to be quite speculative.
Yeah.
And also something about you know, you going out and you being like, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to date. It says something to yourself that it puts you in the right sort of headspace to do it.
That's it.
But it doesn't necessarily get you the best place to begin with. And sort of what would make you when you were, you know, maybe in your past or when you're younger at uni, is there any time that you tried to sort of go out and approach women in real life?
Not really. I've always been too shy to do that. I've always been too scared to do it. I kind of like don't know what to say, what to do, and things like that. So never really. And I realised, you know, I've missed out on a lot of chances that I could have taken if I did actually just get out there and let people know about me.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that's what it is. You know, it's like, if anything, most of the time dating is about opportunity creation for yourself. You know, it's not about impressing somebody else. It's about going, you know what, I actually would like to meet someone. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say hi. If they're an idiot, then no worries. Because I'm just going to, my focus is do the best justice to myself by approaching, and then do my best to actually put who I am across. And if you do that successfully, then you don't need to impress everyone. You can, in fact, completely turn off 95%, maybe more of people, because the people that do like you and go, oh my God, you know, Star Trek, or oh my God, Star Wars, you know, those are going to be the people that are actually going to gel with you best.
Yeah.
So it's about kind of like moving that around.
Yeah.
So what I would say is what I usually do to begin with, because I know you're a member of my my online members club, right?
I am, yes.
And you said that you felt that some of the questions on there were like, whoa.
Yeah, there's me, there's them up there, and I'm like, whoa, okay.
Right. So the thing is, and this is, I think, what's interesting when you want to hear about dating or anything like that. A lot of time people will not start because they'll just think, oh my God, I am so far away from having the dating life I want, or being able to know what to go up to say hello to a woman and then flirt with her and then get her number. That is a million miles away from where I am today, so I'm almost too afraid to get going. And that's why most people don't begin the race, which means that most people don't get where they want to be. So I think what we need to do, what will be cool for us to do is it's quite amazing really to start right at the start, because I think lots of people out there will watch this and think, actually, I'm at the start as well, and I could do with some help in terms of some basic stuff to get going with. So I think in the beginning, and I have to say this as well very genuinely, I'm really pleased that you have good social relationships. I know that you don't maybe see your friends as often, because that's what I think that happens, doesn't it? You know, you meet friends and then everyone's got busy lives and it can be quite difficult to meet up and do something. Yeah. And most people really underestimate the importance of going out to good events that are suitable for them to meet the right kind of people, having good social relationships, having friendships. Some people have had questions like, oh, it would be amazing if I could just go straight up to a woman and get a girlfriend. Do I really need to have friends first? I'm like, yes, you do. Yeah.
You've got to have a life. Yeah,
you've got to have a life. And the better your life is, the better quality person you get to attract. Yeah. So it's important that we work on these two things kind of in tandem. So, as our first starting point, what I want to do is I want to go over a couple of things. One, I want to just work out good locations that you can start to go through yourself. Because a big challenge for a lot of people is, you know, and this might be you start and then you just go to work and then you go home and watch videos on the internet or something, and you're not in it to win it, you're not out and participating enough. So we need to get you out more, even if you're not saying hello to someone. And then the other thing I want to do is to set some kind of like dream goals. One of them you mentioned to me earlier. Yeah. And I want to have them because you know what, you can kind of most of the time do what you want if there's enough willpower. Where there's a will, there is a way. So I want us to label some goals for this video series that might sound like ridiculous, like how can we do that? And we're going to try and make it happen. Okay. Yeah. So if let's quickly start with those goals. You mentioned one of them to me. Yeah,
I'd love to buy one of the proper expensive Star Trek costumes. You'd have the really nice ones and be able to fit into that nicely. That's one of my goals.
Can I add that to, and then go to like Oxford Circus or something and chat women up dressed as Darth Vader? No. I think that sounds like a great idea.
Go to a Star Trek convention with it, yes.
Right, okay. So, well, actually, what you've said there is something smart because you've gone, actually, where can I go to meet the right kind of people for you? So one of the
Yeah.
exercises I'm going to get you to do, and I'll send it to you when I get home, is I've got a great exercise in the Members Club, which is all about defining what kind of women you're looking for.
Yeah.
Lots of men think, oh, I haven't had much luck with women, I'll just take whichever one is, you know, if anybody wants me, I'll have her. And instead you have to actually come from a position where you're thinking, I don't care how pretty she is, if I don't get on with her, or I don't think she's amazing, then I'll leave it. So I'm going to send you that to start defining it. So this links into where we should start to go and look. So we're thinking Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yes, any kind of geeky convention, Science Museum late,
Yeah.
Natural History Museum. What other kind of things are you passionate about or do you really like doing in your spare time?
I started going on more and more walks now. You know, I like walking around places. I like walking around London because I find, you know, if you're getting on buses all the time, you tend to miss stuff. And when you walk, you find like you walk past and you'll suddenly go, oh, that shop looks interesting, and you know, nice little niche places that you wouldn't otherwise know about.
And that's going to help as well, because that curiosity and that map. So another good thing to do to begin with the dating is if you know some good places to go, or you've got a good knowledge of, you know, where you live, and you can say, you can talk to a woman and say, oh, there's this really cool coffee shop. It's really quirky. They do the best donuts in there I've ever tasted. That's your conversation material. You don't have to learn how to have a conversation. You can already have conversations. But if you don't have the stuff that you're doing in your life anyway, you can't talk about it.
That's it.
So I think that's really good. One of the things I want to get you to do is we're going to set a bunch of places to go to. Some of them will be obvious, like museums, you know, Comic-Con, kind of geeky stuff. And then also the other thing I wanted you to do is I think we could do walking groups. You know, then we could do the Jack the Ripper walking tour. That could be quite fun. You know, so that's again a way to be more sociable.
Yeah.
Also on places like Meetup, there's lots of walking groups on there. So again, trying to wrap a social element into it as well. And also, which is good that you mentioned about the cool shops, I would like as well, maybe just one evening after work, for you to just go read a book or do some emails or whatever you would do normally on your commute home, but spend a bit of time out with people, sort of or it could be over your lunch break. Instead of doing it at your desk, be outside at a nice coffee shop somewhere. So again, you're kind of more of a social environment.
I do try to. I mean, I try to lunchtime keep away from my desk, and I try and go to the local park just for a walk, just to sit down, look at the fountain,
it's so much
the
better,
trees,
isn't it,
whatever. Yeah, so much nicer.
Because you psychologically, being in nature or not looking at your desk, it resets you and it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you the task list of what kind of women you're interested in. And in the beginning, you might not 100% know, but it's about kind of building up a picture. And it doesn't mean if the women that we meet don't fit any of that, she can fit none of those criteria, but you can still really like her, that's fine. But it's more about having a focus of where to start to look and to understand that you're choosing her, you're not waiting to be chosen. Next thing we do is we're going to set a list of places for you to go check out, just hang out in, to go and build social relationships. Third thing, we need a couple more dreams or stuff that you think would be awesome to be able to do. So we've got I keep saying Darth Vader, doesn't have to be Darth Vader, it could be Luke Skywalker. I always think I look like Jabba the Hutt usually if I've had a... So we could do one of those. I'll be Jabba, you can be Leia. How's that? So we'll do a big costume. Anything else? With women, what would be a dream sort of goal that you'd like to be able to achieve? It doesn't have to be a very big achievement. You know, it can just be something simple.
I'd love to have someone who wants to go to conventions with me, or someone who wants to go on holidays with me, you know, wants to go travelling and seeing places, because, you know, there's so many places to see and explore in this world, and it'd be nice to have someone to do that with rather than do it on my own as such.
Yeah, I mean, what you can think about with that is, obviously, as you build a relationship with someone, or doing those activities together becomes a sort of a natural part of it, but in your first conversation, you can look out for people that are more or less in line with that. So a good principle that I like to teach, which you guys might be familiar with already, is called the go first principle.
Okay.
Which means in conversation, if you want to find something out about someone, rather than saying, do you like to go on holidays?
Yeah.
Or do you like to go to conventions, you know, that might person, if you say that to them, will actually usually freeze up because they're worried about being judged.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, am I going to say the right thing or the wrong thing? The go first principle means anything you want to find out about, you start telling it from your side.
Okay.
So you would say something like, I don't know about you, but I love to travel so much. You know, I've just started doing more walks in the UK and that's nice. And my next big goal is to go and, I don't know, hike in the Pyrenees. So you would introduce that to the conversation.
Yeah.
Then what you're really looking for is the other person to sort of echo it.
Okay.
Or to say something back. And that's actually a much softer way of seeing if people have the same sort of levels of engagement.
Makes sense.
With you on different things. So do you want to try saying something like that to me? So the phrase is, I don't know about you, but I.
No.
I don't know about you, right? That's the
I don't know
first
about
bit.
you, but
But I
really enjoy eating good burgers. That's the other big one.
You know what? It's
Yeah.
funny you said that because I've got a bread roll fixation at the moment.
There you go.
So there you go. Genuinely,
Yeah.
I've gone mad. I can't stop eating bread rolls and mayonnaise. It's becoming a serious problem. You can comment about this in my YouTube videos. You can see how Hayley gets fatter every week. But what's amazing then is that was really organic. You said whatever was on your mind.
Yeah.
And it triggered a response in my mind that I wanted to share with you. And if someone is open to talking socially, that's what will happen generally. So in your conversations, it's almost just, it's not something to think about maybe now because we're not there yet, but just for the future. When you're talking to a woman, instead of thinking, oh, what can I say that she'll like? You know, I don't know anything about the stuff she's interested in. Make it about you, make it about sharing information about yourself. So the Go First principle is one of the first ones we cover because you should be thinking, right, how am I going to get travel, burgers and Star Trek into this first conversation?
Yeah.
That's a good one for you to do. Right, so we're going to hopefully find someone, so we're going to Darth Vader, someone who likes Star Trek, and it could be, we don't know what will happen with that person. We just want to know that those women exist in the world. Anything else that would be an activity that you've always wanted to try or something you've never been brave enough to do in the past or anything like that?
I'm pretty open to trying anything, pretty much, really. Except bungee jumping and skydiving.
Yeah, I'm not
Hell
doing
no.
that either, so that's already,
Hell no.
the idea's already over.
That's never going to happen. As long as my feet are firmly on the ground, I'm fine with that. I don't mind. You know?
You're like me, I'm a true land animal, right?
Yeah.
So we've got some goals. I might try and think of something else that's just fun and silly for us to do, even if it's just we become hamburger salespeople for the day or something like that. We'll do something weird.
Cycling. Enjoy cycling.
Oh my God, we could do cycling chatting up people because I am terrible on a bike. I'm truly nervous and I'm nervy because my feet are not on the ground. So we can do that together. I think that would be cool. If any of you guys are living in London and watching this or any other major cities, the parks in the summertime, along the river or cycling routes, it's amazing. You feel so good about yourself. And loads of cool people get out there and do it. So it's a really great way to meet people. Right, so we're going to do cycling, dressing up like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia. And also finding...
That's Star Wars, I'm Star Trek, Hayley.
Oh,
there's a difference.
Well, okay. I was confused by your t-shirt.
Yes.
That's false advertising. Final thing, finding a woman who's into Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay, those are our
Or
goals.
into geeky stuff will do. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Star Trek, just...
Geeky stuff. So, women of the world, you're listening, we're coming for you. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to hand Martin over to one of our awesome trainers because he can get started on that front. And as I said, you need to tune back in every single week because we're going to be doing so much stuff. And if you want to see how you can start, if you've just got a bit of bravery and you've got a bit of willpower, how much you can change your life, this man is the man that you want to follow and you want to respect and admire. Okay, and we're going to help you every step of the way. So thank you for being brave. I have to say as well, all of these videos are currently being sponsored by my, I wouldn't be able to do this and, give our time to producing these videos without the sponsorship coming directly from my club. It's a great online resource. Martin's already on it. What I do is every single month I have a webinar that I do all my videos that I've ever created about dating and conversation skills, like the Go First Principle, are on there. And I also go online probably every other day answering all my members' questions. So if you want to check that out, you can get a free trial at hayleyquinn.com/club. The link should be underneath. And that will be one of our resources that we're going to be using to get Martin from A to amazing.
Yeah. 0 to hero.
Yeah, exactly, in the future. So thank you, I say thank you so much, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Please give Martin all the support in the world because he's a champion and he's a hero. And thank you very much for listening to this video, guys. Bye-bye.